I hope you had a wonderful Full Joy weekend. I did. And that your Monday was everything that you wanted it to be. And I hope that the week, of course, will go awesome for you as well. So for the weekend, I spent time in inboxes sending off my new book. Um, yes, copies. And it's gotten wonderful feedback. And I'm hoping that feedback turns into reviews on my Amazon page. Awesome. Um, first book, uh, new book arrives tomorrow. Uh, Michael sent me a copy of he sent me a screenshot saying that the package is on its way to my house so that I can do a autograph. So super excited. Okay, so I didn't finish up the last time I was here in regards to a few things. Um, I'm going to finish up in regards to some of the things culture wise that have been on my mind. I'm going to wrap up with what I started with last time in regards to Diddy and then touch on some other people as well. And then for 4 hour work week, I was working on a bulk book order this weekend, which means I did not get to do my homework. I would really like to do my homework. So I'm going to work on my homework tonight and then keep y'all posted. Okay? I want to make sure that's down and that it's something that if you have questions on after I've done the homework, then I would be able to ask because I've done the homework. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about this and then one of the major things that ladies have been talking about when I go listen to certain people and scroll through the lovely comments is that hello, darling. Nice to see you. VC says Jen. Awesome. Welcome to the channel, love. All right, so I went ahead and I did a little bit of homework in regards to African American women, um, single, not married, widowed, or divorced, no children. Uh, I went ahead and I got the statistics on them, and then I looked up a few statistics in some other places, and I have an idea. Might not be for everyone, but it made sense to me. So I'm going to present the idea to you all in a different video. Not this one, because we're going to discuss other things. But I put in quite a bit of work, and I do want to get feedback from you all when I put the video out. All right. Let's talk about some things. Last time I came on here, I was talking about talked about OJ. I talked about Jay-Z. OJ, rest in peace. I talked about the lyrics. I talked about Baptiste. I went into a little bit about Diddy and the Wendy Williams show that he did 6 years ago. I didn't watch it 6 years ago, but um, watching it recently was definitely eye opening, and watching the body language and things of that nature. Yeah, I've been also watching a few things on Facebook. They've got some commentary out and comedic, uh, actually. And, well, funny, but not really funny that we're in the limelight right now for such things. You know what? I knew things went on in the industry. I just wasn't. I want to say I think we I didn't know how big or vast or to the extent that one would go in that business. If that you knew things happen behind closed doors and that it wasn't regular things, but like Cassie um, and then Miss Porter, things just beyond the normal thinking pattern, if you that's what you're going to call it, or that went to that extreme or deep. It's a really bad look. Anyway, let's see here. Hello, Mr. Testosterone. How are you, darling? I don't share my age, sugar. Actually, I'm the moon, and we are all recycled energy. And the last time I checked, the moon was 40.6 billion years old. Nice to meet you. You're the sun, so you're a little bit younger, but that's all right. Okay. Monroe, Louisiana is where I'm originally from. I've lived overseas in Germany, Heidelberg, and Stuttgart. Currently, I've also lived in Texas, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Norcross, Georgia, Augusta, Georgia. But you can visit my bio page on my LinkedIn, Denelsia Walker, for that information, darling. Denelsia/Walker for all that lovely information. We're going to get started. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate the compliment, okay? All right. Now, when I finished up last time with the video, because the library was closing, I was talking about Biggie Smalls and then also Big Papa, Craig Mack, and then the trans model Shamika, rest in peace. She was killed as so I learned when I did some studying and some research. So in regards to I was talking about the success rate of getting into the music industry, okay? And that compared to getting into a place like Google Employment or Harvard University, the percentage is actually 1%. When they had a discussion, I realized when Diddy and Wendy had the discussion, I realized right after they got finished talking about the movie Can't Stop, Won't Stop at 10:02, I said, well, that's not a very big percentage. I know it's called the music business, but it might need to be called something else. Okay. So if you are putting your money into the industry with no strategic marketing strategy, have well-known affiliates, which is something they talked about on their show, or fans to support them, they are putting their coins, basically, artists, into a black hole in space, extracting their pockets like a black hole vortex. If you're well off and you don't mind spending it like that, and you got it, go on and do that, boo. But some of us ain't got it like that out here in these streets, okay? All right. Now, when I watched the video at 17:10, I thought to myself, this is a really big mess. This is a big look as far as embarrassment in the not just the artist community, but I mean the planning to be such an excellent planner and negotiator and event coordinator to just live a whole separate double life undercover as a monster. Your fantasies coming true, but um, it's a nightmare for other people who did not agree and are forced into certain situations. Okay, let's see. In regards to Kim Porter, may she rest in peace. Um, I'm not really sure why he was against marriage. That might have actually helped him, or I think he should have explained to her because of her having his children that you writing this book and not having protection or being under a program or telling the story, exploiting it, and not having just thinking you can. You don't want to do that, messing with the kind of people that I'm messing with. To protect her as an individual, um, and also as being his baby mama, even if he wasn't married to her, he should have. I think they should have had a conversation. If you can have these negotiations with people who aren't your family members, uh, uh, to do whatever it is you're doing, or reconciliation, or anything else, you should have been, at least the baby mama, been able to sit down with her, have a conversation, explain some things to her as far as the seriousness and weight of things. So that way she could still be alive, enjoying her children. But now the children about to be without a mama and a daddy. Um, that's just crazy. Okay. Now he did mention something I agree with. He mentioned oh, I like that he had a charter school set up, but I wonder what the parents think now that sent their children to his charter school called Capital Prep. Um, so that was one of my thoughts. And then I did agree with him at the end of the video when he said, no government to save you. We're going to go into detail about that in a minute. No rescue party to save, no anything else or anyone else to save. I think, however, that with the wisdom he dropped there, he should have put that wisdom in effect when he was doing what he was doing, thinking he wasn't going to get caught or whatever else. Okay. All right. Now, relationship dynamics are important. Um, the scandal goes beyond anything, uh, beyond any of what I'm about to mention, as far as labels and practices. So he goes beyond the entire box and he colored out the lines, and we had no idea ever existed. Um, so there are certain, I don't know if you know, there are certain type of relationships out there besides what you normally see. So the 9 types of polyamorous relationships mentioned that we know about are hierarchical, hierarchical, non-hierarchical, kitchen table, parallel polyonymy, garden party, triple polyfidelity, solo polyonymy, single polyonymy, and relationship anarch. I think if some of the things he hadn't done um, to people had not been without permission, but with permission, I think that he would fall under garden party and kitchen table. just because of how he was publicly, and then also uh, based off of media coverage. Okay, let's see. And then I wrote up how I felt about the entire situation as far as living in America. You know, the way they do on P. Diddy, you would have thought we lived in a just country. That Africans who are now African Americans were never enslaved, that they did not beat, whoop, take advantage of, fire hose, whoop, and hang us. The way they busted in on Diddy, do you think we may possibly get some reparations? 40 acres and a mule? That swiftly? Never mind. Y'all too busy being trillions of dollars in debt and signing over 8 million plus dollar grants to rappers and singers that don't need it, like Lil Wayne and Post Malone. Now listen, I'm a Lil Wayne and Post Malone fan. Now y'all know when y'all gave that small, which was not small, business grant, based off of the knowledge that they did not participate in drugs, use a damn lie. Lil Wayne, for every track he got, you know, gonna be fire. He's sparking up a blunt. Stop playing with me. Let's keep going. Let's see. What I will say as far as 40 acres and a mule, since we know we're not going to get it from the government that's in debt, I did pull up a positive story. Fahim Muhammad, in a viral social media post, gave his son property and a life lesson for his birthday. That's in Boulevard, California. They live in Boulevard, California. The father there gave his son 40 acres of land in San Diego for his 13th birthday and posted about it on March 29th. I thought that was positive when I found that story. So don't be looking for daddy government. He done stepped in and been some daddies to some folks to give you that. But if you are active in your child's life, I think that is a great idea to do, to gift them if you have the means, so they can learn responsibility about property and the importance of having land. Okay? All right. I'm going to make some adjustments real quick. Actually, 6:55. All right. So I wrote to myself, I said, government acting a fool, religious cults acting a fool. They want you to believe in heaven or hell, demons and sin. Black communities, culture acting a fool. Nicki Minaj, Ice Spice, and Cardi B, and Lizzo. I need all y'all to get y'all act together. Record labels have and always will be the pimps. And then that is why MJ, Prince, and many more were fighting battles for their life. They are no longer here. Okay? May they rest. The legends rest in peace. And Whitney. May they all rest in peace. This is why Megan Thee Stallion made a choice to be an independent artist. Lots more as well. They prefer coins over fame. So, and plus, being able to do what they want to as an artist, or as far as their artistry goes. Let's see. My advice: get in, get out, use the fame, then go back to being independent. For music industry artists and any other artist. Oh, so my thoughts were Diddy, Carisha, Cassie, Meg, and many more. The game, the Europeans or U.S. society uh, gained in society or got its free ride off of during slavery is now being played on a grand scale, but by an African American man. Except it's not now African American women being affected. It's not just us; it's all nationalities. So my thing was P Diddy is the fall guy. They not giving us that kind of power without having somebody above us, honey. Don't even think it for a minute. Um, before most African American men leave the industry, their names are tarnished or made an example of or are dragged through the mud. Diddy is the puppet who is the puppet master. And you can say Clive, but I'm sure Clive got a gang of folks over his head too, or that he works with, or in conjunction with. We can't get any compliance. Um, we can't get anything without compliance without having a puppet master. Okay. All right. So that is enough about P. Diddy since I did the research. Kim Porter was not the only one who died as a result of trying to talk about what was going on in the industry. New York Times best. And these are just the ones we know about in the public eye. Erica Kennedy. All right, I'm gonna go through this real quick since I've ended it about P. Diddy. Um, so in March 2024, family members of Jackie O, um, the deceased, uh, I don't believe they were married, but she was with DC Young Fly. They had a GoFundMe page. It got deleted. He had it taken down. But my thing is, it's important to have some things in order if you have children, especially if you want to gift them um, housing or if you got family members living in your house. Um, make sure to have, life insurance. Make sure it's enough to cover the house or whatever else going in the future. So a will and life insurance are important. And so what I've heard is that the children do live with him, but that she did want to gift the house to the children, or she had worked really hard rather for the house, but it wasn't paid for and it went into foreclosure. Uh, while we're here, we do have to learn how to, even if we don't want to, we do have to make sure to handle the paperwork. Okay. Comedians not comedians anymore after getting their feathers ruffled by Cat Williams. Instead, they have turned into attention whores or crybabies and are using his name to attempt to get bookings and make Internet Street change by simply mentioning his name, Mike Epps. I'm trying to figure out how did we get to the point we got to? Folks don't claim their children got their name in their mouth during interviews for likes, clicks, and views. Monique. I don't understand that. I have a very close relationship with my parents. As much when I watched Precious, it was hard for me to get through it. First of all, by the way, and her acting skills were definitely on point for the part that she played. But I often wonder to have to dig that deep inside yourself to come out and be that type of actress and portray that kind of character. Um, does it stick with you a little bit when you go through that? Okay. Now, the fact that she didn't go overseas for promotion or whatever for the movie because she said she wasn't getting paid for it, or it was the holidays and it wasn't in their contract. Even though she got Grammy for her part in the movie, the fact that she was blackballed and other things, I wonder if the whole thing was even worth it. Some roles, I think you just need to say no to. She's excellent, excellent actress, but yeah, that might have needed to be one of them roles. She might have needed to work on the relationship with her own child, and making that positive, and that didn't help either. When she did the Shay interview, and then afterwards the backlash from um, both of them kind of being all over social media, showing their relationship and how it was. So let's see. Okay. Hollywood and writers in the industry, the Guild acting a fool, writers protesting strikes. Everything that glitters is not gold. No one apparently in the industry, entertainment industry, is getting paid enough, which is why Taraji and Monique were talking about a few things. They get paid. They pay everybody else first, and then they're paid last after everybody else is paid. By the way, I like the Rihanna video. She's got the receipt. Not the video on Instagram, and she's got this long receipt. And she's in the bed with the receipt in her hand, doing different poses and stuff. But I said, my gosh, look at this receipt. I don't think I ever want to receipt that. That was a long receipt. Anyway, okay, let's see. All right, so I studied the Travis Scott concert, okay? Because people were talking about demons and witchcraft and stuff like that, and the people who died. And I said, well, I want to look a little bit more into what was going on. So, with me, with me being a witch, I said, well, let me just see if there's anything I can bring to clarity from my own personal experience. Okay. So the stage, the stage is considered an altar. So, like for people who go to church, the pulpit or the altar, that is the stage. Okay. Every altar uh, needs a few items on it. The items that the altar needs covers earth, wind, fire, and water. So the water normally on a stage is for your, or if you have an ancestor altar, the water is for your ancestor or your deity. Okay. Let's see. The fire is considered the smoke signal um, up to heaven, as is the incense that burns on your altar. The ground, you can put earthly products on your altar. So on my altars, a lot of times, if I go other places, I like to put things like coconut or sand. Um, or like when I went to Georgia, I made sure I had plant life and I would put it on my altar. You're supposed to also have fresh flowers. Um, and then also, if you're at home, not on a stage, if you're at home, the altar is considered your stage, then you have food on the altar. Not for the ancestor or for the deity to eat, but it is used as axe, A-X-E, for energy. So you serve them first water or their favorite beverage or favorite cocktail, and then you um, serve them their food before you consume yours. You bless it and everything before you consume yours. So they don't drink it physically, they don't eat it. When I looked at the already people were sneaking in for the concert. It was a hot day. There wasn't enough room really to be moving around. They didn't have enough security, and the stage had everything but water. Bodies have a lot of water in them. So I don't consider that the concert no more satanic than folks performing on stage at church. They should have had more security, or they should have had an air conditioned building or something more closed, captured, um, so people couldn't sneak in and things of that nature. Okay. But because it was a different crowd, um, due to everything that was going on, and they said things hadn't been right all day, they probably should have rescheduled, called it off, postponed. They didn't. Um, yeah, these are different type of people. They don't have like religious structure, so different mindset altogether. But yeah, there are other choices or decisions that could have been, or preventive measures that could have happened to prevent what did happen. I mean, if you're overheated and overcrowded in a room and you don't have nothing to drink and it's really hot and you're startled, what else is the crowd gonna do? Right. Now, they said that they mentioned to him several times there were things going on in the crowd. Well, in voodoo, there's a card called possession. Okay, when you are performing, um, you are fully into your art, unless you got somebody else on stage performing with you, and you are you are no longer you are no longer on this planet. Period. That's how Beyonce became Sasha Fierce. Okay, you're not here. not here, can't hear you, tuned out, not of this earthly realm. All right. So when they said they were trying to tell him several times that things were happening in the crowd, he wasn't here, baby. He didn't hear nobody. He had to come down from where he was to uh, to be able to realize things were happening in the crowd. Okay. Yeah, they're in their zone. Um, they are possessed, and I mean that is what it is. So let's see. Things to remember that if people are sneaking in to get into a place, um, their nerves are already on edge. They're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. They know it, even if they don't share it with anyone. And it carries the it carries the spirit of fear and deceit that they have the whole time that they are at um, the event or the concert or wherever, and that can also cause things to escalate uh, and become worse than they should be. So, um, not just rap or R&B artists, but uh, people in their zone, pianists, dancers, musicians, where they're trained to block things out when it comes to their craft and only listen for certain cues if they're working with other people. You get that moment, it's yours. You act a fool with it, you do your best. All right, high adrenaline rush from being in that moment. So, yeah, his mind had to return. And if he was high, and a lot of artists get high before they go on stage, the response time would have been slower than normal as well. Let's see. Uh, all right, so I'm done talking about what happened as far as the concert. I just wanted to give my input on it. Let me put my do not disturb on. Okay, so how do I say this? I'm gonna talk about Lizzo first. I'm a huge Lizzo fan. I am very inspired by her. Um, I feel like she gives nothing but puts out positive energy. But for a minute, she didn't clarify one of the statements she made in regards to quitting. We now know for a fact that it's not quitting music, but quitting people she said that are negative. I feel that it doesn't matter who, what, when, where, or how in regards to persons, that you should always, I don't need to make a public statement about it. If I'm quitting something, as far as quitting vampires, I'm going to call them vampires. Vampires take your energy, they are negative. Nothing is ever good enough for them. They want you to people please. Um, You can be big as a house, and as long as you're big as a house with them, they're good. If you lose weight and you're real skinny and you've left them behind, misery loves company, they're not happy, you're never going to be able to people please everyone. The only person that you should please is yourself, and hopefully you have positive energy and it trickles out of you onto your saucer and onto other people so they can catch the amazing spirit that you have. So I am one, I protect my energy. I don't be around a lot of people. When I do come out to play, I go handle my business. I'm very watchful of where I spend my time. And then some invites, I accept invites. And then some invites, it's like, hell no, I'm not coming to that party. Keep that party, have it for yourself. So I have limits, I have boundaries. I say yes to some things, and a lot of times I say hell no. That is one of my favorite words. My favorite words is no, especially if ain't no money involved. Hell to the no. Find somebody else to be doing it. Okay, or do it yourself, whatever. So I just wanted to touch base on that. Um, she lost quite a bit of weight. Um, I'm happy for her. She is vegan, so probably a lot healthier than what she was. And yeah, she was in the gym exercising and everything. I'm all for it. I don't think anybody should get backlash for working out, eating healthy, and losing weight. I think that's just dumb. Period. Point blank. I need it to make sense. Common sense. All right. Let's see. So if you don't like the rest of the world around you, stay home. Um, in your empire at home instead of throwing shade on folks thinking you can change them. I learned a long time ago because I'm all about mental health from a psychologist. The only person, for those trying to change other people, the only person you can change, darling, is yourself. If you're not happy with the man in the mirror, change it. But don't be trying to change nobody else. Okay? All right. So I was hoping I like Cardi B. I'm a huge Cardi B fan. Um, I was waiting. I was hoping she was gonna pull a Beyonce with her last track. I was hoping she was gonna do a Lemonade album. That did not happen. It didn't happen at all. Instead, I got her serving delicious looks over a dope beat, talking about don't be scared. Yeah. Now, this is the same young lady a few weeks ago that was up crying on Twitter about her man. I call Knucker Buck. Okay. Now, let's see. I need foolishness to be gone. I need Cardi B to come back out with some songs called money. I'll even bongos. I like bongos. But that whole and I mean I like listening to songs not just because of the beat and the lyrics and because it sounds good, but a lot of times I can learn a message. And I said, this is confusing. She told me don't be scared, but she was scared a few weeks ago. She's crying all over the place. She's hysterical. So I don't know. But I need the old Cardi. I need the old Cardi to come back. Okay? And deliver now like she was delivering then. Okay, let's see. Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot, and then Megan Thee Stallion and the beef going, you know what? I said, this is like a family barbecue. I'm watching a family barbecue online. Everybody got drama and ridiculousness. These are the superstars. We're supposed to be learning, taking lessons for them, and they are in leadership positions. Okay. It ain't looking so hot. I'm a huge Erykah Badu fan. I, 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 I want you. We're not about to be clowning other people because of African hairstyles. We're just not gonna do it. Black people do not own the hairstyles. Okay. We have traditional styles because of the texture of our hair and things of that nature, but however your sister decides to wear her hair, awesome. We're not fighting over hairstyles. That's some petty shit. Yeah. Period, point blank. Definitely not over braids. We're not fighting over braids, no afros, no weave, no ponytails, no dreads. We got other stuff in the world to be worried about. That shit ain't it. Let's see. Hardy talked about Beyonce and tried to throw shade. I had never heard of a country singer named Hardy. Now, they all a little upset, and this is all I'm going to say. Black America spends a lot of money. We do a lot of consuming. A lot. There are some opportunities you only get once in a lifetime. If you are a country musician, unknown at that, especially to the African American community, this might be a time, if you had common sense, to welcome us. I love country music. I had never heard of Hardy. Asked me if I went to go look for him and listen to his music. No, not at all. What I can say is I did visit his Instagram page. Not even close as far as the number of people touching, of course, as far as Beyonce. and her platform. So if you can learn to see beyond race, or see the bigger picture of coins even, because coins don't have any race. That would have been a prime time, not just for him, but maybe some other people, to get some coins. I have never seen hate so ratchet and rampant that it overclouds judgment of people who feel privileged to get their almighty coin. All right. Don't let what somebody else got going on prevent you from your coin. That ain't your problem. Um, yeah. I would like to see J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake in concert and on tour together. That would be lovely. I would also like to see Janet Jackson, Beyonce, Adele, Madonna, Jill Scott, Lizzo, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion, plus Queen Latifah. Maybe toss in a little sexy red with no alcohol, with her sober. Mary J. Blige would be the spice. I would like to see them all on stage together. Fucking up a rock beat picked out by Aerosmith or Led Zeppelin. With assistance by Rico Nasty. All right. I seen a video and I watched it, and it was over Big Nas and Little Nas. I listened to You Owe Me Some. Hey, you owe me shackles on my feet. And then also Daddy's Little Girl, Nostradamus. All I need is one mic. Yes. So I like Big Nas. I've grown up on his music. I've twerked to Nas and a few other things. I must admit, and I like Little Nas as well, especially Industry Baby song. And I tried to figure, I couldn't figure out the link between the two when they teamed up for Little Nas's first song in regards to country music. I was like, this is different. I'm not used to seeing this. And I like them both. But the video was talking about devil music and things of that nature with the new artist. Okay. I had some feedback. I put a lot of feedback on videos and then I make sure I save it for myself because a lot of times I'll go back and they'll erase my shit. I don't care. I already wrote down everything I need to write about the video. So folks give this fake Lucifer and devil too much credit. It sounds like worship. This does not have anything to do with made up characters. Last time I checked, the creator is all about love, free will, and free and full joy. The slave master has folks right where he wants them. When we don't own something, when we own something, we can make the rules. Until then, we play by the slave master's rules. Put that Bible down if you don't know how to use it. That lovely spellbound book, it appears to have a few folks brainwashed. The number one spell casting book of all time was provided in 3,658 languages, and folks drunk it up like a frosty on 98-degree weather day. Scorching hot. While drinking the Kool-Aid, the host and a lot of people in the comment section of color don't look Hebrew like an Israelite or Roman Catholic. What are your cultural and historical roots as far as your own religion? I enjoy the original Nas and Little Nas music. Big Nas passed Little Nas that one mic and he said, "Let me school y'all about how to get a few bags." Real quick, we learned social media marketing on an entirely different level. I need Little Nas to drop that book real quick so I can peep every step he used to get in. He moved from field Negro to house Negro, 100%, 0 to 100, real quick. We need to learn from individuals the tricks of the trade and move accordingly to assist in our own craft work. And I went and I listened to Industry Baby as soon as I wrote it up. We have choices. We can choose to say yes. We can choose to say no to the invite. And let's be quite honest. If we were saying no, then the pieces on the chessboard as far as what we're watching, what we're looking, and what we are into would not be where they are currently right now. That means many of us said yes to nonsense and ridiculousness, like it, and will continue to do so. All right, so a young lady walks into the Air Force drone propeller while looking down at a device. I went to the comment section. Some of these comment sections, you just get right to the nitty gritty. Somebody said, well, the government should have provided protection so that wouldn't have happened. The government cannot give you common sense. You must have common sense on your own. Just a little. If you're in that type of area, the government can't take care of itself. It's $1 trillion in debt, boo-boo. Common sense. If your baby daddy can't afford to take care of kids, don't make him your baby daddy. Common sense. If you can't afford a baby, get on birth control. There's lots of it out there, different types and forms. Common sense. We just need to have some common sense. Don't sleep with him if he ain't got no money and he can't provide for you and all he got is a third leg. Common sense. Okay. If he's sleeping around before he met you and he got a bunch of girlfriends, he's going to have the same after he marries you. Common sense. Okay, let's see here. So, to conclude, we want fake saviors, God saviors, fame saviors, job saviors, baby daddy saviors, health insurance saviors, cell phone saviors, weight loss saviors, sex saviors, rich drug and poor drug savior. Drugs include food saviors. We want a whole lot of saviors and we don't want to save ourselves. All right, that is all I'm going to cover today. I think that was enough to digest. I thank you for tuning in, Love Tubers. And leave comments below, and I will get back with you in regards to thoughts or whatnot in answering. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Mwah.